This is Ready News Review, the podcast. And now, America's independent voice, Rob Ready.
This show has grown by leaps and bounds and continues to do so despite those that want to throw cold water on our burning, raging fire. This show continues to forge ahead, even though that there are some that want to put a bridle in our mouths and pull back on the reins. This show continues to move forward, blazing new trails, even though they want to try to put stumbling blocks in our way. This show continues to give you the pressing news that you need to know. And thanks to Aaron Robinson's brand new publication, Front Page, Consciousness Magazine, helps us do just that. Aaron, are you with us?
I'm with you, Rob. How you doing?
Great. Now, you are the founding editor of Consciousness Magazine, right?
Correct.
Aaron, you have been gracious enough to do something no one else has had the courage to do.
Yeah, definitely.
No. Yeah. You think that this is a small thing. You have had the courage to do something that might get you audited. You have had the courage to do something that might get you shut down. You have had the courage to do something that might get you disinvited to every elite party in and around any major black-controlled city Democratic regime. You've done something that's remarkable and laudable, and you deserve a round of applause for it. You would put this show, this host, on the cover of Consciousness Magazine.
It's with this, Rob, it got to be done. You know, we call our own shots, and we're independent publications, so we do what we need to do for us to get the truth out there and spreading the words about individuals like you because you have a purpose and meaning, and we definitely want to get that out there as well.
Well, you know, I am honored. When I get the cover of a magazine and Tavis Smiley gets a window, when I get the cover of a magazine and Isaiah Thomas gets a window, when I get the cover of a magazine and there are other notables that are tucked into the magazine that deserve the cover just as bad as I do, I am absolutely ecstatic. And for that, sir, you get a round of applause from us, our listeners, our staff. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Oh, likewise. I've been following you for some time, and when I tuned into you, I was like, this guy have a message. And from there, you know, I just knew something had to be, like, highlighted as far as with our publication, so you could be, you know, a part of this mission, too, because your mission is very, very strong, and I like what you're doing, sir.
All right, Aaron, hold on a second. We're going to talk about what's in the article, why you put this show on the cover, and what else is featured, and what exactly is Consciousness Magazine when we come back. This is Reading News Review. I'm Rob Reading, America's independent voice. Give me the pressing news that you need to know first at 855-ROB-3080, 855-762-3080 to get into the radio program. We're back with more Reading News Review, the show in moments. I can tell you're missing out, and you don't have to. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to get a subscription of the magazine. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. They've got us on the cover, and that's reason enough to give your money to Consciousness Magazine. I didn't even know the magazine existed. Tell me why you decided to take us and put us on the cover. Now, I know you said when I came to your attention, you felt it was well worth it. But you put a lot of people on the cover of your magazine. Why this program? Why this show?
It's for the fact that you didn't believe in any side of the party, and I kind of have the same similarities as far as if we want to get something done, we just got to go out here and make it happen ourselves because we can't wait for anybody, Rob, as you already know. And I liked your story for as where you started from in radio and everything that you've done for as in the past to where you got to where you're at right now. So that's what really sparked me when I was checking out your profile, or I should say your bio, and I was impressed by it. Like, hey, this is the guy we have to do a story on. He got a message, and we want to put it out there.
How did I first come to your attention?
Well, I have a friend and business partner out in California, Kevin Jones, Business in a Bucket, and he introduced me to you as what you stood for. And I researched that, and that's how it started right there.
So I guess he was listening on Sirius or where?
I'm not sure. I don't know if y'all hear Prior Talk, because he was doing some great things out there in the community for the youth. And once he brought up your name, I had said I got to check out Rob, and that's what I did. And from there, the doors start opening for us our connection that we have.
Right. I remember you sent me an email, back in August?
Yes, it was a while ago, yes, around August, yes.
Yeah, print is excruciatingly painfully long. It was back in August that you sent me an email saying that you were looking to write something, but at the time, that wasn't the cover. It wasn't the cover article. It was, you were going to write something, and I was already, obliged to have you do it, but I mean, I was excited. But you decided that you were going to take this program and put it on the cover.
Yes, because I wanted to build it around some individuals, as far as like Tavis Smiley, some other individuals that I interviewed, and I was like, this would be the right time, like right now, for us to have your story out there. Because other covers that we had doing around that time was Tito Jackson and Sam Jones III, an actor, and this is like right on time for us. We on the phone right now.
Absolutely. Now, you have just hit the streets with this. What has the response been?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's been very amazing. Even talking to Isaiah Thomas when I spoke to him, he was just very excited for the fact that he doing things out in the community as well. Poverty, disadvantaged communities, even with Bill Duke, who has some of the same similarities that you have, is an interview that we have also. So it's just been an amazing response.
All right, I want to talk about some of the... Go ahead, and...
By far one of the most exciting and powerful publications that we put out in the last 9 to 10 years.
Wow. That's a hell of a statement. You put out a lot of publications. Let's talk about who's in this issue next on this program. We're talking to the founding editor of Consciousness Magazine. This is Reading News Review. I'm Rob Reading, America's independent voice, giving you the pressing news that you need to know at 855-ROB-3080, 855-762-3080 to get into the radio program. This show, its host, yours truly, Rob Reading, America's independent voice, on the cover of Consciousness Magazine right now, on stands right now. You can pick it up at consciousnessmagazine.com. Hold on, we're going to tell you more about that. This is Reading News Review. Appreciate him for doing a review on this. As a matter of fact, it's not just the cover article. You have to flip all the way to the back of the magazine. And one of the things you will see in the back of the magazine that Consciousness Magazine has done a review of Not a Nonviolent Negro, and he's given the book How I Survived Obama 4 out of 5 stars. And you also mentioned the album in the article. We appreciate that. But there's more in this magazine besides, of course, us on the cover, the Reading News Review on the cover, our staff on the cover, yours truly. I like to say it's for all of Reading News Review. And this show host on the cover. But you also have some other folks that are profiled in here. Let's talk about that.
Oh, yes. We have Dr. Ian K. Smith. He's basically an expert. He shares health tips and healthy advice. And he does the Shredder program. So he was a wonderful guy to speak with. And anything that have conscious as far as dealing with the health, and he giving positive information, I thought that was an excellent interview. And even on that note, we have Blair Underwood. He started his BU collection as far as adding an addition onto it. And the message that he had to put out there as far as the different parts of the clothing have a symbol to it. And I thought that was very interesting. And Harlem Globetrotters, Paul Tony Sturgis, he was the tallest tallest globetrotter that ever played in the game. And, you know, it just goes on and on. We have some great interviews, I believe.
Wow, you know, and these are in depth. Some of the things that you'll learn in some of these interviews are some things that you didn't know. Let's talk about some of that.
Oh, wow. I want to go back to Bill Duke, him being a black actor. That was very hard-hitting far as him being in the business, some of the things that he go through, some of the unjust things that he deal with as an actor, and I was just like, wow. And he gave a lot of valuable information for us with the black community. And I don't want people to think we just touch up on black issue. We definitely multicultural. But, you know, me being an African-American editor, I look at those things that's going on in the community, entertainment business, and so forth, and like to highlight those factors.
Let's talk about the Blair Underwood article. What are we going to learn out of that article?
Oh, wow. He have the buttons, the cuffs, how he was saying it's the blood as we are one and one, as far as we are together as a culture or a group of people or a race. So he broke down some of the details of like, at different parts in the interview, which I thought was very fascinating. It's more than just going to the store or going online to purchase his clothing. It has a meaning to it. And even behind that, when you purchase his clothing, it's also going to an organization, to proceed, to help out, youth and so forth.
You've also got a producer I'd never heard anything about, platinum producer Gold Hands in here.
Oh, yes. I thought that was an interesting, with Gold Hands, he's basically out of Italy, and he looking, well, he already started his mark in the United States. And that's for, the hip-hop heads out there. I was a major hip-hop head in the back of the day, and how he was talking about his struggle from the streets to being a positive individuals to doing music for mainly anybody in the business at this point. So he had a vision, he went for it, and made it happen. And I thought that was wonderful, just coming from what he was to what he is right now.
There are quite a few young men who are around Michael Jackson, and you have actually profiled one of them, B. Howard. Talk a little bit about this important profile.
Oh, wow. B. Howard, very interesting guy, loving him to death. We had an exclusive interview on him. He's a producer, which I thought was very interesting for the fact that he produced a lot of records a lot of people may not know about. And one of the records was Lupe Fiasco, Kick Push. And the music was just so fascinating. And B. Howard, he positioned himself around the Jackson family. So he learned a lot from Michael Jackson before he passed away. And he has a lot of ties within the family. And I thought
let's stop there. When you say ties in the family, there are rumors that he's Michael Jackson's son.
Yes, that's a rumor. It's a rumor.
Yeah.
That he's the son of Michael Jackson. I don't know how true it is. I'm not sure at the moment.
I'm looking at the picture. He looks like Michael Jackson. I mean, it looks like Michael Jackson spit him out.
He looks like a Jackson. You're right about that.
Yeah. And he's also
I don't know how true it is, though.
He's also the son of, if I can interrupt you one more time, he's also the son of Mickey Howard, right?
Yes, he is. Okay. I forgot about that. Yes, Mickey Howard. Yes. Yep. And, he got a lot of good things going on. He's going to drop a record in the fall. He's looking to get a real big break, and he's already been internationally known. So he got a lot of wonderful things going on with himself.
You've got just about every base covered in this magazine, and I want to talk about Consciousness Magazine and what made you put this together and how long you've been doing it, your struggle, all of that. Next, we're talking to Aaron Robinson, Conscious Magazine, and he has put this show on the cover. Our staff pretty much standing behind this article on the cover. Everybody that touches Reading News Review on a day-to-day basis, a multicultural mix of people, from Scott all the way over to our sports editor, Joe Habelo, and all points in between, Bruno Gaston, etc. I mean, all of these folks are people who are instrumental in putting together this show, all right? This is Reading News Review. I'm Rob Reading, America's independent voice, giving you the pressing news that you need to know first on this program before all others at 855-ROB-3080. We're going to come back with more of this. This show is brought to you by the Southern Barter Club at southernbarterclub.com. Why pay when you don't have to? Unless you just like to spend money, southernbarterclub.com. If you have a business, you can save money. All you have to do is barter. Barter at southernbarterclub.com. southernbarterclub.com. We're talking to the founding editor of Consciousness Magazine. The founding editor of Consciousness Magazine is on the air with us, and Mr. Aaron Robinson is his name, and he started Consciousness Magazine when?
It's around like 9 years ago.
Wow. 9 years ago.
2004, I want to say.
What made you do it?
Well, I was staying on the west side of Chicago. That's when I was attending a college by the name of Columbia College Chicago. And basically the area I stayed in, it was, you know, quote unquote, like a ghetto almost. And it's predominant blacks that live there. And I see a lot of things that was going on in the community I was against. And it was definitely a struggle. And to me, I said, if someone got to make a difference, it got to be me. It has to be me, you know? So I wanted to make a change in my environment. You know, I probably won't be able to reach everyone, but if we continue to be a group of folks, a group of people that's lost, you know, we'll never live to our fullest like we need to. So I went for it, and it was just something that was put on my heart to do, and I made it a reality, and here he is. 9 years later, we're still making it happen, Rob.
Absolutely. Well, this is, of course, not as easy to put together as it might look. What have been some of the ups and downs?
Wow, some of the ups and downs, I could say foremost when starting, I put together a group of people. It was great, and when you have a vision and you don't have all the resources of knowing, like a mentor, how to do some things, you kind of bump into some people that's not really on your side. And what they do, they steal from you. They try to, destroy your business. So those are some of the things I encountered. But I put those to the side and kept moving forth. Still ran into some bumps, along the road. And we still building and growing and expanding. So I thank God, the Most High, that we're still here and gave me the gift to still be able to do what I want to do as far as with this publication.
What has been the biggest high you've had so far, the biggest person, biggest high you've had so far putting together this magazine?
Oh, wow, that's a good one, because it always room. I want to say, wow, that's a good one. So many, but Heavy D, and back in the day, I was a big fan of Heavy D. I was a big fan of Guru from Gangstar. So those are two people, unfortunately, that passed away that we lost, that I was able to speak to and, kind of befriend or became associates with. And it was a blessing, too, for the fact I never thought in my lifetime I ever get to talk to these individuals. But doing that, it just blew my man away, instead of seeing some guys on stage and you the fan, but when you get on the platform and they respect you and say we need media outlets like you, it's like a wonderful thing to hear. They were so positive, people.
Now, I know that you've had a number, 9 years, long time, almost 10 years, decade. That's a long time to be doing anything. You're definitely considered a pro and a vet at this point. I know you've had a lot of different people that you've put on your magazine covers. I know you've had a lot of people that you've put in your magazines. What is still the biggest exclusive that people have overlooked and don't give you enough credit for that you put in your magazine today?
That's a good one. I guess me trying to network with other media outlets, I don't know if it's the name by itself that can be a threat, I'm just putting it out there. That the consciousness is just so much of a strong title, and it cannot fear people, But like-minded people understand the concept. Readers who's like-minded, they pick it up and read it and enjoy it. So I would say, I would say that from that aspect.
Well, okay. So the name of it in itself is one of the things that you think that's almost like kryptonite to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they see consciousness and they just get weak and they don't even want to touch it. Oh my gosh, consciousness! They put that down.
It's full of enlightenment, inspiration, and have a lot of knowledge. When we interview people, write articles, we're not just doing it just because of who they are. We want to go deeper and tap into, like, hey, for you example, Rob, it was more than just an interview with you on the radio. You spoke on some things that many may not know or don't know about radio and some of the things that you went through. So with that being said, it's like, hey, it's time for people to wake up who don't understand certain things, or they need not to be ignorant about certain things, so they can have a better perspective of life. Because we miss out. I was there once, missed out on a lot of things because I wasn't ready to open up my man on some things. But once I tapped into it, I said, hey, I came from a impoverished community, and I'm one of the brothers that came out of there and did something great, which I thought I could never do, So that's just, just being real about it.
Well, you are definitely realizing your dream, and you've actually helped me realize one of mine. One of my goals, I don't know whether I ever told you this, is be on a cover of a magazine. That was one of my goals in life, is that was one off the list. That for me, when I saw that you were going to put us on the cover, and when you first sent me the prototype a few months ago, I said, wow, this is something that's very surreal to me. So, sir, I thank you for giving me something that I have not had yet, and that's to be on the cover of a magazine, especially one like this one, Consciousness. If I could, if I had the choice of to be on the cover of Time magazine or to be on the cover of Consciousness magazine, if I had to choose, I'd choose Consciousness magazine just by the name and the type of journalism that you're noted and known for doing. And I thank you for, again, putting us on the cover.
No problem, Rob. It's my pleasure. It really is. And, that was one of the things when I spoke to Heavy D. He asked for the cover. And he haven't had a cover in a while. And we said, hey, we're going to bless you with it, because we're a real publication. We don't got nothing to hide or anything. We just want to continue to do what we're doing positive, great journalism, not to put anyone on blast that they'll say. We're just trying to do the right thing from a spiritual point of view, and just great art,
Yeah, hit how people can get this a couple of times here real quickly.
They can visit consciousnessmagazine.com. Again, that's consciousnessmagazine.com. Follow us at Twitter, Consciousness Mag, Facebook, Consciousness Mag as well. So definitely tune into the website, check us out. You'll love it. If not, it's something there for everyone. I guarantee that.
Absolutely. ConsciousnessMagazine.com. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Rob. Thank you.
You've been listening to Ready News Review, the podcast with America's independent voice. Rob Reddy, presented by Redding Communications Incorporated. For all the pressing news you need to know, log on to www.readingnewsreview.com.